I roll freaking a 4. I haven't rolled anything that good on like the triangle dice in freaking forever. Since I've been like roguing it out.
Ooh, so what are the answers?
Hello?
I got the song, just the two of us stuck in my head. I was gonna say I don't know.
If we try, just the
Just
two of us.
You and I.
Yeah. Sure.
Siler, you good?
He's thinking real hard.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get drunk to answer the drunken
I had to load up my old, I looked like the character screen, because on the notes on my actual D&D Beyond page, there's, I took actual notes on this kind of a question and answer. Okay.
Mm.
I expected this to like at some point come up during like a drinking game or something. Hasn't, so that's actually surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, so down that list, generic. He'd be like it's the very generic, like in a bar with like people around. Those in my company, that's home enough for me. You know, then he'd just, usual cheer, maybe buy a round for everyone, and just drink down anything else he'd try to say after that.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming he's in front of a boss or someone he respects enough to tell the truth. Home is where, or home for him, feels most at home, is where he has anyone that's willing to stand with him or behind him is home enough for him, because that means he has something there to go. And on the very rare occasions that he gets drunk enough where he's not passed out yet, but it's getting there, but you've got him conscious and translucent enough to get some questions out of him, he'll admit that home has only ever existed 3 times for him. Once is barely discernible memory from his childhood. Second is when he was working for his old job with his 2 other friends who he honestly believed it'd be them 3 against the world forever. And lastly, there's currently one person who kind of holds that now, but he's still not fully. It's only half a foot in the door, I guess is the way you want to explain it, but really poorly because of the drunken thing. And he's saying he's just waiting to see if it's a good idea to go, both feet jump in with no. He's essentially afraid to take another leap of faith because last time he hit rocks on the way down.
Yeah. Testing the waters before diving in.
Yeah, no, that whole jump, what could go wrong? Probably looking all that serene water, but there were some jagged edges on the way down, and you hit some rocks on the way there too.
Yep. Only and I think everybody gave good answers, good satisfying answers. Only one was kind of a location, not a permanent location. It moves around. But no, it's fair.
I mean,
All is...
there's a little thing written on his place for like where he feels at home or who he's willing to follow, and based on his bonds, loyalties, and where he considers home. And the answer there is, I trust people. That's who I'm loyal to, not so much like organizations. Second, specific cities, countries, or such things that buy or offer my help to, but it's always people first.
Yeah. All right. Well, without further ado, everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure we've probably been live already for a half hour. Probably not.
Kinda.
Kinda. All right. Well then, kind of brief stuff that happened last time. Let's see. Had some interactions with notably kind of Othronus traveling back to the tavern, interacted with kids again. Cordelia kind of waking up and interacting with Celia and Chanza, and Celia and Chanza kind of giving a final goodbye. Not a final goodbye necessarily. Sorry, I said that suspiciously.
My heart dropped. Thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, great. So that's what that noise was when I left. Like, that's what all that screaming was about. Okay.
Sorry. I was focusing a little bit too much on making my words sound pretty and not considering enough what I was actually saying. No.
So, have you guys ever seen that show Parasite? I think that might have been what happened.
No.
A goodbye for now, as Chanza gave words of encouragement and warning after Celia had shared a bit of what had happened the night prior. And then as Chanza left, she passed by Othronus, who, perhaps fittingly enough, did not recognize her, but she also gave some words of wisdom to. And
whether or not he recognized them, that's up to interpretation.
This is also true. And as as Chanza made her way out of the city and out of sight shortly after, Othronus returned, and Cordelia ran to embrace Othronus, who I believe dodged out of the way from the main attack. Maybe not attack, but
you can say attack. It's okay.
The main lunge, but the two of them, I believe, are embracing it, and I believe we left off with Othronus and Celia kind of staring over at each other. And let's kind of begin. I think there may have been some talk between the two of them when we left off, but I'm gonna let's start up the session by describing kind of the three of you and kind of where you're at right now. See, like, how the two of you are looking at each other. Cordelia, are you hugging? Are you nagging? I don't know. Could be many things.
I'm trying to remember because I know I wrote this down. I just can't find where. Do I still have that crown of horns? I don't know if anyone would have questioned that when I went back to the bar.
I mean, I believe you guys are kind of out in the street at this moment, kind of having this interaction as Celia had just said goodbye. I forget, what was because he doubled. I think probably the horns. Actually, let me.
Was it hours or days? Because I can't remember. It was like only a few, but I don't know if it was like a few hours or a few days.
I think it was hours, and you rolled like 5. But let me just make sure. Is it on? Okay, no, it's on the side. Oh wait, no. No, it was days, and you rolled. I believe it was. Actually, no. I think it was. Here, let's just. I know you would roll double, so let me.
So I got a few. I don't remember how many. I want to say 4, but I don't know why.
I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm just gonna roll again now, and we'll see how long it lasts. Three. So you are through the first day of having these ones. So, how are the two of them, or the three of them? How are they? How are you all interacting? I guess.
Like when a kid hugs their parent's leg, and they just have to walk with the child sitting on their foot.
I mean, I don't know. I made you grab a keg, so I don't know.
Yeah, you were hugging the keg,
Oh,
but you
that's
still
right.
got
Yeah, I
a
think-
way of.
No, I think you had set. Oh, did you set it down like in her path?
Yeah.
That she was
Essentially,
running
yeah.
to
Yeah, so she'd run and hug into that, not realizing.
Oh yeah,
think
and she
made a
said that
comment or
he had
two.
gotten fat last time.
Yep.
But then,
Yeah.
but it was just the keg. Then she was like, "Oh, because she's a dummy."
You smell like Grandpa.
Yeah, whiskey
Oh.
grandpa. Well, Thronus, where have you been now? You know we got things to find. And she gives him a bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
things to find and people to do. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Hiding down. No, bad.
See, lost train of thought completely there now. 'Cause now,
Celia...
she said this in character, right? Or not?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't... Wait.
Like what were you doing here?
Oh, I thought the people
We
to
have
do
things
things
to
she said in
find.
character.
Oh no, that was.
Oh.
Oh, the things. It was. Yeah. Things
Things to find, she said.
things to find, and I jokingly said people to do. That was not in a game.
She was insinuating about the treasure. That we've got
Yeah.
treasure to find.
Celia will walk over to the two of them, probably after Cordelia says this, because she didn't run with Cordelia. But she will kind of place a hand on Cordelia's hair and ruffle it like she would a kid.
Oh,
And then go over to Athronis, stand on her tiptoes, and give him a small little kiss on the cheek.
Cordelia, she's just gonna be ranting, and then she'll see this, and she will like double take, like,
I imagine,
Miss
yeah,
Celia. And she just gives that. Who's the gif of that guy nodding, and he's got like his lips pouted out in like,
Oh, God, I know
in
which
a
one,
knowing
yes.
way. That. Celia Thrall is sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, Then comes marriage. Then comes how many babies in a baby carriage? Can I be Aunt Cordelia?
Celia is completely
I will
ignoring Cordelia.
spoil them. I will spoil them, and I'll dress them up in little outfits, and we'll go to the theater together. Oh, this is gonna be great.
I imagine she like literally stood up on the keg to say all this.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes.
she is preaching to the streets right now about this.
Absolutely.
I imagine, like, as this has happened, how did the two of you react to this?
I
And also,
am.
Lathranus, how do you react to this kiss as well?
It cut out for me a second. What was the last part?
I was also asking, what is Othronus' reaction to this kiss?
Definitely smiles, and actually does grab her hand slightly and give it a kiss on the back of her knuckle.
Oh. Just that sound effect, like every time anything remotely sweet or cute occurs between the two of you, just expect it to be underlined by that.
But he does whisper. No, are we still outside or have we gone inside? Troll Skull, I don't remember.
I think we're still outside.
At any time, you can
Yeah.
move inside, but you are currently inside.
Then he is trying to lead her by the hand to go inside.
Yeah, she'll follow.
Are you leaving Cordelia and the barrel out?
I am. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Yep. mhm.
You have no choice. No, she's walking behind you. She's serenading you very poorly with her humble vocal skills. Just about every sweet love song you can imagine is being like shrilly belted by this tiny little person.
Oh, it's times like
I'm-
these that I wish I knew the silence spell.
Why am I imagining her singing Payphone as she follows behind?
I was thinking
it-
Kiss the Girl from the Little Mermaid.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Something like that.
But with
Or
the
Thomas is
single
giving her
background.
just the occasional background look like this. You did this. I take no responsibility for that.
Celia is actually looking very amused, and there is a small chuckle every time Orthronus looks at her.
Maybe she'll just break down into maybe lock the door and turn the lights down low. Put some music on that's soft and slow. And I cannot sing that though. But she's attempting to.
There's just a tired sigh before we eventually get inside, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, you follow inside. Are you leaving the barrel out there? It's close to the door.
That's close to the door. I'll come back for it later. That's an engraved barrel for me.
So yeah, you lead Celia inside, and Cordelia, you are stepping behind. Actually, on that table, I believe there were left. You smell when you enter these crepes that Chansa had made earlier this morning.
The magical food.
The food of love.
Yeah.
You haven't eaten yet, right, big guy?
I have not, but I was also gonna ask how's Sam doing.
He's alright. At last I saw.
He still hasn't woken up, but if Chanza feels like she is able to go, I don't think it'll be much longer until he's back with us.
Alright.
You actually see materializing behind the bar, Liff, who has been staying out of everybody's hair for the most part this morning, kind of ask, has, Chanza, well, have you checked in with anybody on what his situation may be? Like, do you know what the deal is?
I might go and ask someone to come in just to check on, just to give him another checkup.
I will kind of add, and I won't make you roll necessarily for this, Delia. You know, Chanza does have some medical training, as well as, you know, healing magic as well. But she's not,
Yeah, she's not a healer.
not necessarily, she's not a healer, she's not a doctor necessarily, so she kind of took care of him to the best of her knowledge.
She had a medical kit and she took like a class 1 or 2 times, but she is not like
Good
an
enough for
EMT or a doctor.
Celia.
I mean, yeah, no, at this point, if you don't die, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Cure wounds and bandages. And maybe some salve.
Good old Neosporin, rub it in.
Rub it in. Rub it in, why don't you?
I think Celia will offer to Athronis. Did you want to go check on him?
Yeah. Okay, I found something that I have no idea what the hell it is, but I want to use this at some point today. It's a gift. That makes no sense.
This is the one you just sent? Oh. Okay. Is that the kangaroo baseball mascot, I guess?
I'm unsure,
Right?
to be honest.
Texas
I
Rangers?
don't- horse or something, maybe?
I don't know
I guess-
sports.
I guess, yeah, it probably maybe Rangers, but it seems
I'm
like
assuming it's
Rangers.
No, it's
Rangers?
Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers makes more sense. Yeah, and I guess the T. I guess that a horse.
I think so, because this just looks like the kind of bouncer who's not in like the entrance, but like guarding the back rooms for like private stuff, like the VIP
He's
kind of
there.
section.
Yeah. He is there to bust kneecaps.
Yeah, no, he guards like if you want to go upstairs for something else, you got to know the right people, otherwise it's a no.
Yeah, so are you going to eat your breakfast? Are you gonna head on upstairs?
Go
Wanted to
see your
quickly check
chat.
on Sam, and then probably because I assume they smell delicious.
They do. They're getting a bit cold at this point, but she kind of set them out kind of under she used prestidigitation to warm the plate so that it stayed nice and toasty.
Yeah, no, so it's like one of those little what do you call it? The catering little
Bunsen
trays.
burners.
So
I mean, not under like a flame, but I want to say
it's almost like a crock pot. Like it's self heat. Like it stayed nicely warm, so it
It's
stays
just
hot.
on a warming plate.
The
This is
fantasy
warm.
equivalent of
Yeah.
like aluminum foil and a warming plate.
The details of things that we go into is bizarre. It's just it's
This
just
is
some crepes.
vital
They're on
to
a
the
plate. They're on the
campaign.
table. They're laid out.
Not as
Damn.
not as warm as if they were fresh, but they're still, comfortably
Okay,
warm.
they're warm.
Cordelia,
They're warm.
go
We get
lead
it.
Orthronus up to Zap. Go.
Okay, definitely gonna go check on him, see if he's okay, and probably give him like a gentle head pat.
You're gonna send Cordelia and Othronus to go check on Zam while you scarf down these crepes.
No.
No, you already had a good
I have to watch my figure.
this too.
Keep your girl.
But you also do dancing, which is very much exhausting. So you also need the right amount.
I
of
imagine
And
like
you're
she's
probably
already got
gonna
it
be
down of
doing
how
another
much.
type of
Oh my
dancing, yeah,
God.
boy.
Not
Where's
gonna
that
lie,
team?
when we were at the festival during like that little festival thing, that improvised dancing was way harder than it looked.
Yeah, like coming up with the dance, or are you saying like in character was harder?
Why?
Now in character, because remember when we were doing like when we could like
Oh,
fly and float when we were doing that thing, like that I imagine was it was fun as hell, but it was also like very cardio intensive. This is like from real life
Oh yeah,
experience, like
absolutely.
from not knowing how to dance at all to trying your best to make something up just to have fun. Exhausting as hell afterward.
But no, yeah, Celia will tell Cordelia to show Orthronus to his room is being laid out, which I'm assuming was also her room. I think we decided.
I think, yeah, I think, because let me go back into the right map, because I think we had laid out whose room was whose, but I forget whether we gave Zam a room.
No.
Wasn't he just kind of like staying in the attic room with me?
Yeah.
think.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, because there was the bedroom down here, and then there was the spare room, which I think Nyla was in one of those. Or maybe it was Nyla was in the bedroom and Zam was in the spare room. No, I think he was in the attic with you.
Yep.
Like
He's up there, and either way, he's up there.
There's a futon up there. That you keep him on.
Or he has his own little trunk.
Now he's got a. Oh, that's a fun visual of like him sleeping in like a busted up trunk that's been made into a bed.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that we've got him a very large pillow. But like he sleeps on the top of the trunk, like that's made up like a bed with
Yep.
a giant pillow as like his little cushion. But on the actual trunk, there's just a bunch of laid out little suits because that's all we get him now.
Mm-hmm.
He uses the suits as blankets.
Almost, just like a really big one. Just the oversized normal people. This is like cover.
So yeah,
How
you make your way upstairs, kind of up, trudging up into the attic. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no, you actually notice.
So it's a ransom note, isn't it?
Can I get both of you and Celia? Are you heading up there with them, or are you staying downstairs?
Nope,
with
she's staying downstairs.
not getting involved in that BS.
Exactly.
Sick
Sick people and her don't really mix well.
Yeah. Can I get both of you to make medicine checks?
Sure thing.
And it's 15.
15 tier 2.
Oh,
Heck,
roll
we're
the 15.
twinning.
So yeah, the two of you kind of enter this room and notice that he seems to be off. Ulthronus, I think you saw him briefly before leaving for the day. No, I think you did come back. Check.
To check on him a little bit before we left.
Yeah. And then Cordelia, you checked on him last night. Well, I mean, hell, you're sharing the room.
Checked him in every steps.
I think you noticed he was a bit off in the evening yesterday. It seems like that's gotten a bit worse. I think with 15s, you can tell he's like got a bit of a fever and he's kind of breathing heavily.
Poor baby.
Yeah, you're not certain what's up, but he doesn't seem to be in, again... Well, actually... Yeah, he doesn't seem to be, like, in immediate danger, but it does very much seem like if he's left like this, he will continue to deteriorate.
Yeah. Wile E. Coyote, cloud of dust. I've gotta go find me Miss Wallace. She knows her herbage and stuffs.
So you're like, you get up there and you're like, you see this, kind of look at him over for a moment. You're racing down. Well, Thronus, what would you like to do?
Well, for one, now that Cordelia's just officially left.
Yeah, I think Cordelia, yeah, she raced out the room. I think probably like looking over him for a moment, kind of telling that he's off. And then, yeah, she just pulled
Okay, out. Now with no witnesses and to take a pillow and no.
I want my hat back.
Oh, shit.
And thus ends the tale of Zam.
No, I know he's a doppelganger. That's why I need to go get the real one.
Yeah. And you have to kill this one to do that?
Well, here's the thing. If I try to, it's going to, because it's obviously not sick. If the doppelganger will come and either attack me or something else.
It'll wake up.
Obviously. Yeah, obviously it'll reveal its true self.
Of course.
Okay, sorry, you're going to say something?
No, I was just going to check in. You kind of noticing he's not doing so well. I mean, he's not doing so hot, but he is doing extra hot because he's got a fever. Is there anything you want to do to, like, check up on him, or any thing you do sedimentally? I don't know.
Sedimentally.
Do you do anything with any of the sedimentary rocks in this room? It's chocked to the brim, full of sedimentary rock.
I am going to take out my little dragon, and I'm just going to ask him. And with my, very specific little bit of, let me just remember what it's called.
You're,
yes, I'm going to use my draconic empathy.
Okay.
And I'm going to just see if I can convey, I don't know if this be a charisma check or it's worded here how you like to avoid, but I'm essentially going to ask, do you mind doing me a favor and just looking after him while we go and get someone to see if we can get him better first?
Yeah. Remind me again what the draconic empathy kind of, that ability is kind of about.
It lets me double my proficiency whenever I'm interacting with dragon when a check involving charisma is involved.
Okay. I'd say roll animal handling, but I would say you can still double your proficiency. If I guess because it's doubling. Is it doubling your proficiency or doubling your charisma?
It's doubling the proficiency bonus I get when I make a charisma-based check. So this would only apply when I'm making a charisma-based check.
Okay.
So like when trying to persuade, intimidate, stuff like that. Performance, persuasions, deceptions.
How I'm gonna rule this is roll animal handling, but if you are proficient, double it your proficiency. If you are not proficient, add your proficiency. Just standard.
Alrighty. I'm going to speak to it in Draconic just because it's easier for... No, it probably won't even understand, but it will at least seem familiar.
Yeah. I think you have noticed as well, just as a side note, over the past bit of time, it doesn't necessarily respond back to you in Draconic or anything like that, but it does, whenever you speak to it in Draconic, it does like perk up and seem to like pay attention a bit more.
It's an odd thing because it almost sounds like have you ever seen trainers giving commands to dogs in German? It kind of sounds like that.
Interesting.
13 total.
13 total. This this dragon friend, unnamed dragon friend, kind of hops onto Zam's kind of like the edge of this like chest that he's been sleeping in, and kind of gives you like this quick like nodding bow, like kind of like head dipping up and down, kind of like in acknowledgement. It seems like it is gonna stay here.
All right, and I will take my hat and put it in his hand, so he's holding that as well.
I assume Zam.
Yep.
All right.
All right, walking out. Gonna grab a quick. You said there were crepes, right?
Yes.
All right, I come down. Are there any left?
Has Celia taken any?
Celia has not eaten any of the other crepes.
Okay. We're actually gonna kind of hop over with Cordelia as she's kind of rushing down the stairs and out the door. Do you or Celia have any interactions as you're running out?
Cordelia's just gonna ramble. Zam's got a fever. I'm gonna go get Fala. Be right back. That type of thing.
Celia, do you care?
Okay. Watching her run away.
If she had a phone to stare down at, I imagine she wouldn't even look up from it.
Nope.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Mashing, and she's like just screaming, mourning while she's passing by people.
Yeah, no. You kind of run across the street, and we'll pick up. Othronus is going to be, only shortly behind you at this point. But we're going to pick up with Cordelia across the street. You're in front of Coralon's Crown. Follow us home and shop.
Mm-hmm.
As a reminder, the greenhouse on the top story of this building has been kind of blown inwards. Lots of broken glass from what you can see up there. Actually, it looks like since a day has passed, there's a canvas tarp that is covering the broken area. So it looks like at least water won't be pouring in for the time.
That's good, at least.
If there's any rain or snow coming days.
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach the building? Are you just barging in? Are you
Frantically, kick the door in, and scurrying to find Fala.
I think in your frantic nature, I think you actually just roll a perception check, just out of curiosity, to see if you would have noticed this before kicking it in.
Oh my gosh, that's an at 20 plus nothing. Natural 20.
As you're winding back to kick this door in, you do notice a sign that does say closed for renovations.
Who gives a crap? This is an emergency.
Yeah, I imagine that would be the case. You kick this door in. It is a push door, so this is not a very difficult door to kick open. Yeah, you kick this door open. Sitting inside, kind of looking through some sort of like broadsheet magazine, something of that sort. You're not entirely certain. You actually do see Fala. Again, she does have this bandage over her head where it looks like she has a scar from some broken glass. She kind of looks up from this kind of booklet, startled. It's like, whoa, okay, Cordelia, what? Are you all right?
Zam's got a fever real bad, and he's breathing kind of rough, and I don't know what to do for him. I was hoping that maybe you could help.
Fala pauses for just a moment and kind of processing this information. She kind of puts this. You can see now as she kind of like lifts it up and like kind of sets it down on this her kind of counter. It looks like it's some sort of catalog. It looks to be for one of the guilds for repairs, but kind of before even saying anything else, she kind of puts a finger up and like kind of in a symbol of one moment and kind of races upstairs. What would you like to do at this moment?
Wait impatiently, tapping my toes and my fingers, and maybe even glancing through the catalog, just to look at something, anything. While she waits.
We're gonna pick up with the Thronus. You have kind of come down the stairs. Do you say anything to Celia on your way down? Down or out? Tyler?
Man, a few words. Love it.
He lets his actions speak. So, but he also needs to describe those actions.
Well, here's the thing. I went down the stairs halfway, and I misstepped, and I T-posed and glitched down the stairs because I apparently was talking to nobody for a second there.
Oh, that would do it.
Which of you T-posing down the stairs?
I'm glad. I'm glad
Funny.
we've gotten into the habit of just like, if somebody's being quiet when we're talking at them, we just like roast them until they realize the situation. I'm sorry. What were you saying there?
Okay. Going down the stairs, going to Celia first and letting her know. Sam seems to be he's looking a little bit rougher than he was yesterday. I assume you saw Cordelia coming down. She said she was going to go in with Follow to see if we could do a follow-up class.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah. What about today's agenda? What do we feel like tackling first?
I think if the two of you are going to have a prolonged discussion, I think we're going to hop back over to Cordelia momentarily, and we'll definitely get back to that in a moment.
Yes, but I'm taking one of those crepes. That is definitely
Okay.
probably that long.
Yes, Celia is pushing the plate of crepes over to you.
Yeah, they're definitely lukewarm at this point, but they are still very much good. So, hold on to that thought, hold on to that conversation. Hopping back over to Cordelia, she kind of races upstairs, and it looks like it's some like a bit of hustle and bustle, and you actually hear a crunch of glass and oh damn it, and kind of some rummaging around before kind of after a moment. And yeah, you look inside this catalog and kind of at the page that she's looking at, and she's looking at actually a page of greenhouses of kind of various designs, and kind of you see a sidebar that she's got kind of noted down of installing them up on higher floors costs extra. So it's looking like in this kind of quick glimpse it's not specific amount, but it does look like it's going to be a bit costly for repairs. You're not certain what type of insurance or deals that she has with the guilds, but not necessarily going to be all that cheap.
Yeah.
But she, as you're kind of looking around, she does kind of race back downstairs and kind of says to you, "All right, let's go. Where do you have him?"
He's in my room in the attic. At the thing.
She nods and kind of begins walking out the door, kind of uncertain of whether you're gonna go and kind of lead the charge or whether she should.
Took
yeah.
A little tap of her boots. She's going.
Yes. So the two of you race back over across the road, back to Chill School Manor. And I'll say probably let's jump back into Othronus and Celia's conversation, discussing the agenda for today.
Well, we don't have many leads.
That is true. I'm trying to, what do we want to do today? Well, shit.
No, what do you want to do today?
What do you want to do today?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do is fine.
Celia,
that is a longer list than we don't have time for.
Celia, I will. I would say that you are kind of, as you're kind of going with this back and forth, you are reminded of the lump kind of that you've got in this bag of this oddly shaped Nimblewright detector that you have.
Oh yeah. Well,
have on me.
Based off of what we know, we need to find another Nimblewright. nimble that thing. And she'll reach into her bag, pull out the device. We just don't have many clues as to where we can find one.
Well, here's another question. How hard do you think it would be to find or make another one of these, pointing at the nimble right detectors?
I'm no tinkerer.
Same, but like we know some people at the old temple, where he's currently, chilling. You think any of them would know anything?
They might, but I don't know how long it would take them to make another one.
That's fair. Is there any places you think we should start?
Oh, yeah. Liv will kind of butt in just momentarily and ask, that thing that detects like what you're looking for? Got a lot of ground to cover in the city.
Thanks, Liv.
Just some way of doing it quickly. Sorry, I'm butting in.
Do you have any ideas?
I mean, even taking a carriage ride around the city, I mean, it's going to cost you a bit, but that's still going to take a while if you're trying to get every, nook and cranny. Yeah, no, I mean, doubling that effort. Yeah, no, it's gonna take. Like, if you get more of these, it's gonna shorten the time, but not by much, even. I mean, I guess half it, depending on how you approach it. But I'm sorry, I'm out of ideas.
Okay. Thanks for trying, Liv.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he thought he had an idea, but then they're like, oh, it's not there yet. It's half-baked.
It's almost there. Oh, nope, it's gone.
Some way of covering a lot of ground really quickly.
I have a part of a plan, guys.
Listen,
I don't think Arthronis is the best person to give part of a plan to. I feel like he's going to take it and run with it, and I don't know where he's going to run to.
Solution, obviously.
Yeah, I guess where have you checked, out of curiosity?
There are a few places we've looked that I know he is not.
It'd be funny if it was just
Johnny.
hidden in the toilet.
Celia presses the trigger right now. Does it spin?
The real nimble right was the friends we made along the way.
I would like a refund.
I want my gold.
Well, we haven't looked at many places. We only got this yesterday.
Yeah, you guys were out late, pretty late, so.
I don't know. I think we did pretty okay for the kind of day it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, yesterday was an amazing day.
Liv kind of pauses and looks back over at the damaged wall and windows and kind of says, "Yeah, great."
It was very eventful, and you guys have noticed that like 4 of the crepes are gone. During this conversation, remember, no one was looking; just another one was in his hand before it disappeared.
Yeah, I'm imagining he's not even using like a knife and fork or anything. He's just literally eating it like
he's
burrito.
waiting for people to like not look. Like the second you blink or whenever you're looking somewhere else to talk, that's when he like immediately grabs and just takes a bite out of it, or he just lowers it.
Does he chew or does he just like take a bite and like immediately swallow it?
He does, but it's very subtle, which, it's not something he does often, but he's doing it now to try to not draw too much attention.
My movements are so incredibly subtle.
So, do we have any ideas on where a Nimborai can potentially be?
Sewers.
Othronus, do you want... I leave it in your hand whether you remember what Rose said last night.
Celia is trying to lead the
Let me-
conversation there without saying anything.
I'm gonna roll for it because that was a hard drinking yesterday.
That is also fair.
Just do a basic intelligence check. That's a 6.
Nice.
Ew.
And you can see him just going back and forth on like where to start. Where to start. Start. And you can see him. You're starting to lose him. He's starting to go like the cogs are turning like in his head. You can see it in his eyes. And this time, like completely, regardless of whether you guys notice, he's very slow. This is the Drac scene you put in. He's slowly taking a bite out of the grape, like he's feeling invisible.
I'm gonna say at this point, Cordelia and Fava end up racing through the downstairs bar room. Cordelia, do you say anything as the two of you head upstairs?
He's up here, and leading her up the stairs.
All right, Athronus,
Puffin',
Celia,
puffin'.
do you have any comments, or just unfazed entirely?
He's resting. Try not to wake him up. Don't mind the dragon.
Follow is starting up the stairs and like she like full on pauses for like 2 or 3 seconds and like kind of turns over to you like, dragon?
Just ask him to move aside if you need him to move aside. Otherwise, just let him rest.
What am I signing myself up for?
And he continues to slowly eat the thing while he continues to just slowly mutter, "Where to start?"
You don't remember anything about anyone saying
Anything
kind
at
of
all?
location of where one might potentially be?
Sorry, that was a 6. No, he's not. But he's gonna guess because now you're questioning him.
Second guessing it.
Oh, lucky 7.
Lucky number 7.
And you can see him like fishing for an answer, and he's going to the last thing he remembers, which is running into the kids. And the last place they did that was when they went to go to the docks to investigate the quote-unquote dragon. So he's going to just say, "By the docks." And he's saying it slowly, like he's trying to gauge whether that's the right answer or not.
Somehow gets it so wrong, he gets it right. Does she say that?
Okay, then he will definitely smile and continue eating what is now like his 6th grape. How many of these are even left?
You're probably got like one more. You're like you've plowed through what is left here. Chansa made plenty, like with the intention of like having some as like leftovers. You are demolishing. There will be no leftovers.
Yeah, no. There was no like late midnight snack. There was just beer and alcohol and nothing solid.
Booze. It's helping with your. Yeah, I'm just imagining Celia like dreamily staring at Athronis, like leaning over the bar, like as he's demolishing.
No shoveling. It's all that slow, like he's not even thinking about it. Slow kind of just gently chewing, just trying like to not draw any attention to himself while he slowly thinks. But it's obvious.
You know that one frame in Spider-Verse where Peter B is like finishing off that sandwich and he's got like the fingers in his mouth as he's like, that's so good. I'm just imagining that.
Okay, the last piece, and that's when you can once again notice the weird kind of tongue he has that he just never uses.
Which, that's also right. He's currently got like a crown of horns as well, making him look ever so regal as he scarfs down these grapes. Maybe that's scarf, but
No hat whatsoever, so the hair is oddly like being almost like curtained with the new little crown he's got. So it has to like flow around and then going back around.
Yeah. We're gonna hop over back with Cordelia. We're gonna check in regarding Cordelia. I kind of want to. We haven't gotten into like full-on descriptions of the room. For I think you've kind of got this attic you're sharing with Sam. How like what is kind of your room typically like? Do you like keep anything in there? Is it mostly just furniture?
Whatever furniture was in the attic before, she's just maybe tried to arrange it nicely. Her bed is well made. Everything is pretty organized of her few possessions. The window's open for fresh air and light. It's cozy as a attic room with minimal decoration and furnishing can be.
Sorry. Yeah, so there, as you kind of open the door into this room, you notice immediately that Zam is still there, kind of in the same position that he was in before. Some of the belongings that you kind of had out, not a ton, but like you also notice just some of the odd things, like the handle on like a couple of the drawers, like a couple of beads that may have been scattered around the room from like a old chandelier that may have been kept in this room. Just odds and ends have been kind of gathered and collected.
The dragon's gathering shiny things.
Particularly, yes, anything brass or crystalline or glass, anything shiny that this dragon can find, it has gathered in a pile top Zam's chest.
Oh, Zam's the greatest treasure of them all.
Now, understand, that is part of his hoard now. So, heal him, don't hurt him, or you will feel his tiny wrath.
Well, he was also said, stay here, protect this thing. This Zam has internalized that, and it didn't fully understand what Othronus meant. It has, in fact, created a little miniature hoard here.
That is so cute.
You notice a screw, and you're not certain what that goes to. It's like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Follow. She's like paused in the doorframe. It's like, oh, the gods! What? I
What?
have a question there, but I feel like that needs to hold off. I need to hold
That's
off
just
on that.
that's
now.
just Arthronis's little buddy.
That doesn't really clear it up entirely, but we're gonna get into that a bit later. Okay. I need to examine Zam, and his friend is on his chest.
Oh, right. Hey there, little buddy.
Um,
And she'll just reach in and like kind of tickle the top of the dragon's head.
Roll an animal handling check.
Sure thing. I grew up on a farm. I'm gonna kill this.
Come
Like,
on, this is
literally?
your how to train. This is your how to train your dragon moment, or this is the Dragon Slayer moment.
Mhm. Hey, that's a 17. That ain't bad.
17. This dragon, it is, it's a little apprehensive at first and kind of like backs its head up. Like, it goes into sniff, kind of backs its head up, like, and then as you kind of show that you are being peaceful and kind of mean no harm, it seems, it kind of lets you in warily. It is kind of staring you down as you pet it.
Mhm.
What do you like to do now?
She's just gonna do the slow like cat blink that you can do to tell your cat I love you. Gonna do that kind of blink, and then look at Zam, and then make like a shoo scoots movement. We need to look at Zam here. Can we move your treasure just a little bit?
Roll another animal handling check at disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Shit. Oh, there's 14 and 12. So 12 plus 2 is 14.
Back at 14 again.
Mhm.
I think with a 14, it takes a little bit of convincing, and it like not like hisses. Dragons wouldn't hiss, but it does kind of it's a high-pitched growl and grumble.
You ever heard a kitten try to like menacingly growl? I'm thinking it might be
Oh,
that
yeah.
because it's just so small.
Kind of like
Mhm.
It does not seem all that happy about it, but are you doing anything to like actively move it? Are you like, lifting its little hoard here off
just
to the
gonna-
side?
I'm just gonna like kind of push it off of Zam a little bit. It's still in the trunk
the
with Zam, just
trunk.
not. Just I'm not moving it completely. Just so that Paula can examine him.
Yeah, it like almost like actually snaps a little bit at you like a few times, not actually biting you, but it's like kind of like in protest.
And
But
she'll
it does
just be like, hey now, we don't do that. And she'll just kind of like boop its nose, like shushing it. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
when you boop it, it snaps again. Actually, this time near missing, but missing your finger.
Oh,
But you got to remember who's training this guy.
It like when you move it off to the side, it kind of like it's on edge again, like it kind of stands upright, kind of. It actually like extends its wings outward and kind of like raises its tail up, trying to make itself bigger. But kind of
Yeah.
after a moment, it kind of like spins in a circle a little bit on top of this hoard, kind of nesting a little bit, and it kind of lays back down.
mhm.
But it's laying in a way that like its head is curled around where it is keeping an eye on you, but it is laying down.
Mm-hmm.
The space is clear at the moment.
Cool.
From kind of odds and ends and dragon bends. I was trying to find a rhyme, but I couldn't make it in time.
And Cordelia will pat Zam's head and ask Fala to go ahead and take a look at him.
Yeah, Fala kind of apprehensively kind of scooches inward, kind of pulling up a stool that you have nearby to kind of sit on, to kind of look into this chest. And you find out the chest is a mimic. I'm kidding.
Oh no. Sam, no! And then the chest just like swallows and burps.
Actually, it did that last night. This is the Zam that you see in here is currently a part of a mimic.
Oh dear.
No, I am kidding. Where am I? Fala does kind of lean in to look over Zam, and she's gonna actually kind of unbutton his shirt, and let me just roll something out of curiosity. Yeah, no, this dragon kind of like as Fala is kind of examining and then kind of looking over what may be the case. I will also say Fala does not immediately go to unbuttoning his shirt. She does check his temperature, does see that he is got a fever, kind of looks over a few other things. Then she takes off the shirt. The dragon is playing with a button that on kind of the lower end of the shirt. Looks like may yank it off, but is not currently. Fala kind of pauses and says, "Yes, I will definitely need a bit of an wait a minute. Was that the egg Ilthronus brought to me?"
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, no. There's some questions there, but this mistake. You actually kind of look up, and there are kind of these bandages that Chansa had applied, along with some salves. Fala is kind of removing some of them to kind of get a better look at his wounds. You can kind of see she feels around the area that Zam was kind of attacked, and then kind of also, strangely enough, she kind of feels in spaces farther away, and kind of like takes note of some things. That's not very good. Cordelia, what exactly happened? What were Zam's injuries yesterday?
What did happen? He was in the way of the blast, right?
Yeah. As a bit of actually let's go with history check to kind of see what your recollection is.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a 1. But I have luck.
Don't forget, you have halfling's luck.
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, that's more like it. That is a 15.
15. You were in fact there yesterday.
Just there.
Recall. You recall, kind of when the blast happened. Various, Zam was standing next to the window, and several pieces of glass kind of blasted inwards and kind of cut into him. Chansa kind of helped to remove some of those pieces. after kind of hearing this description, Fala kind of looks over at you and says, excuse me there, sorry. Cordelia, I think there may be something stuck inside
Oh,
of Zem's chest, near his heart.
what?
He's warmer, closer to this main wound, and she kind of points it out. That seems to be making him, not literally, but burn up from the inside. It's growing. It's increasing over time. I
What?
don't know exactly what kind of magic would have caused this, but it seems to be some kind of unnatural, supernatural magic that is causing this.
That's no good.
I-
What can you do about it?
It's close to his heart dangerously. I can try to remove it, but I'm not a surgeon. This isn't my specialty, but he's made it this far. I need some time to think. I can use some of my plants to make a remedy that should slow down the process, but only just a bit. This is only my understanding of it, but he's been being affected by this magic, and if he doesn't get that help, he will die.
Should I take him to a hospital?
Perhaps a surgeon may be able to get the piece out, though I can't really say how it will affect Zam. It would be helpful to know where exactly this came from, what it is, what magic was used to create it specifically.
Did Thronis show everybody the fireball necklace? I can't remember whether he did.
I believe he showed Celia, because he...
Yeah, no, only
he's been showing it
Celia,
off.
and that was about
I
it.
think Cordelia was off checking in with some of the other members of the alley, including Fala.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
also
no, I don't
add,
think she
though-
got back to us till the end, right? When we were talking to the guard. I gotta go hit him
I
up
believe
later
so.
too.
Yeah, Frankie.
Yeah.
I would also add, kind of out of game, that it may be a bit more in depth than that. Fala is mentioning not just what it was, but also kind of where it came from, what was used to create it, may kind of change kind of the outcome of this.
Okay, out of game. All I'm hearing is that we gotta get him to an artificer and make him Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
No, he is Iron Zam.
It's perfect.
Tiny little metal man now.
Fala actually kind of pulls out some of the ingredients. She'd used a few of the tools that she had packed up and put in this bag, but she's kind of pulled out a few ingredients here, and she actually also pulls out a mortar and pestle that she had just thrown in her bag. Begins kind of grinding away and then adding in more things. I'll be able to create something a bit more proactive when I get back to my home, but for the time being, this should help. It's this sort of minty smell, kind of. It's not mint on its own, but it's got that sort of the chemical in mint, the
Menthol? No.
menthol
Yeah.
sort of smell,
Mhm.
but a bit more potent. And she kind of applies this, a bit of this to the wound itself, as well as his forehead and his wrists, strangely enough. A hypothetical medicine check would let you know that it's, centers of heat.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah. I can look through my contacts and see if I can find somebody that may be able to help with this.
If you can, please do.
If it comes down to it, I can try doing it myself, but unfortunately, procedure like this could either will be expensive, not, missing gold cash or just it would be an expensive procedure.
Well, I'm sure we can get the funds together.
Yes. I'm gonna go back home and try and get the ingredients needed for more, more salve, more good salve.
Thank you.
Are you doing all right? I know I asked this yesterday, but granted, it was.
I'm fine.
Yes.
I'm just worried about Zam, and we've got all these things going on that we're trying to figure out in the war. We don't know even where to start. Things
With
that
your
we're looking
family.
for.
Like with your family.
Yeah. But not even with my family. There's stuff going on just here with our group.
No, I guess I didn't notice it until just now, or fully grasp it. I think I had seen him yesterday, but is Othranus back? Kind of looking over at the dragon who is kind of curled up. Let me actually roll. Oh yeah, it is curled up with Sam. It is like got its hand or its neck kind of resting on his hand at the moment.
And
I
she
rolled
will,
I rolled a d20 to see how affectionate it's being, and I rolled a nat 20.
and she will smile and nod.
He's curling around the hat, which is currently curled around his hand.
Yes.
Yes, Althronus is back. It's good to have him here. Makes Celia happy, and that's good to see.
I'm glad. What do you think about it? I know there's some complicated emotions there.
Well, I think it's great that he's back. I mean, he's a nice guy, and he's strong, so he works well for our group. And if we ever get into tough situations, well, he can be our meat shield. But in the best way, because we love him. We don't want nothing to happen to him.
But not in the way that he may die.
Exactly.
Let me... Oh, well... Follow was going to roll an insight check to kind of, see if there was anything else that you were thinking. But she rolled a natural 1, so...
Mhm.
I'm glad...
The dreaded nat 1.
I'm glad to hear that. If there's any way I can help, just I'm across the road.
Thanks, Fala. Really appreciate it.
She's kind of stood up at this point and kind of gives you a nod and opens the door and kind of closes it behind her as she kind of heads downstairs.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're following. You could also.
She's just gonna hang out with Zam for a minute, petting his head and taking a minute to worry before going downstairs and telling Celia and Althranis what's up. But if Paula already tells them what's up, then that's cool. I'll be up here a minute.
Gonna hop back over to Celia and Othranis, kind of continuing on. Any plans for the day? Any ideas? I will also mention as well, a bit out of game, but also kind of in game. Any allies you may want to call upon, or organizations, or just any general ideas that may not have been reestablished.
I don't remember if I passed the word along to my guys about keeping an eye out for something like that, but if not, I can just drop word. But other than that, no, I think we're just going to blindly explore. That's Orthonic's way of doing it.
I will say that
Yeah.
you can. You could have passed some word along the previous night while you were at the Yonder Portal.
Done. Like that's. Oh, I've done all I can do.
Yeah, we're just gonna blindly explore the docks.
I mean, that's an option. But I was, it's. What do you think? Is there any ideas you've got? Any things you want to try out?
No, docks are great. Docks are great. Yeah. Let's wait for Cordelia to come down and then we could head over.
Great.
Fala kind of comes down the stairs. No Cordelia in tow at the moment. She kind of looks over at you, kind of not knowing whether to say anything. Do either of you say anything to her?
So what's the verdict?
It's not great, but he's got some time, but he's burning up, and he needs surgery. Long story short, an expensive surgery to remove what may be causing this danger. I suppose there could be some other solution. I just don't know. I'm gonna look through my contacts and see if I can find somebody that can help you guys.
I'll nod and say thanks.
Cordelia, you should be able to. So you can. I'm gonna.
I what?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
What did you say? I should still be able to what?
Cordelia should be able to fill you in on the rest of what she has shared.
Oh, okay.
She also mentions, I'll be back with some medicine for Zam. Also, Othranis, you have your egg hatched, I suppose.
Oh yeah, he wasn't in any trouble, right?
She kind of pauses for a moment, kind of considering her words. Nope, not much trouble at all.
Ah, that's great, and he likes you.
with that, Fala will make her way out of the building, and Cordelia, at this point, if you wish to come down, you may do so.
Yeah, I'll come down now.
We can either, roleplay the scene and kind of with the explanation, or if you want to just say that you share kind of all the stuff that Fala shared with you, anything
I
that wasn't
share
shared before.
everything that Fala shared. Is
Okay.
that he's burning up. There's apparently something that's kind of expanding in him. And he's burning up. It's bad. He may need a operation, a surgery, and we're gonna need funds for that.
Just need money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need money.
This is how Breaking Bad starts.
Okay, so I know this recipe, right?
Look, I know some people who are looking to like make some moves.
I will also mention that at some point, probably late in that kind of explanation, Cordelia mentions that it would be helpful to know a bit more about where this, what is causing this, where it came from, what it is.
Great.
It may be helpful to like either get him to an actual, I don't know if it'd be a temple or a kind of hospital healer.
Yeah, perhaps.
Follow would give an ET like a kind of a loose guess on like how much time he's got, as probably like a week on the very pessimistic end and a couple months on a more optimistic end. She is not, again, she is more of an herbalist than she is more trained in medicine than Chanza, but
it's less biology and more herbology.
yeah, this is out of her wheelhouse.
So it sounds like we need to figure out who attacked us quickly, so that we can
Oh,
see
yes.
what potentially got lodged in Zam.
That's the thing, we don't know. Like, we need to find someone who can definitively tell us what's going on. We know that something is wrong, it's getting worse, and it's going to be expensive to fix it, or even figure out what it is.
Well, Thronis, roll an Arcana check.
Oh, I swear, this is a very rare hat sickness.
Nah, he's just got a bad cold. Follow rolled all nat ones. I am kidding.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit afraid if what we're going to do next is the doc, because I've been rolling pretty well. And that usually means things are going to go bad when it's important. That was a 19.
19. You do recall I believe you actually still have it on your person, but you do recall the necklace of fireballs that you found. You don't know exactly how they work, or I think with a 19 you would understand like stuff like this. There are variations of like getting to the same solution with different equations. So you're not certain like how this one would be made, or like what the differences may be between like another recipe that it may have. But you're not entirely certain again how it works, but you would imagine that the glass from the kind of crystal that like kind of encapsulates this spell doesn't just go away when the explosion goes off, but may in fact act as some pieces of shrapnel.
God, every part of me just thinks I really gotta find an artificer, like that robot dude. See if I can get him to help, because this just screams like Iron Zam now. Can we train him into can I apprentice him to an artificer to give him like the robotic suit to keep him alive? It's like drink, because I imagine this thing's either like poisoning him via magic, or it's trying to maybe a malfunction and it's not finished detonating, so it's slowly trying to gather up the energy to do it.
I can't say too much because I don't want to, tip any hand.
If it was me, that's what I'd do. I'd say okay, the explosion happened, but it actually damaged one of the crystals, which became shrapnel, which is slowly, that's the shrapnel buried around here is slowly building up for a second little kaboom. Not as powerful, but just as frightening. So good luck with that.
That kind of, with that 19, that kind of springs to mind as a possibility of what may have happened.
I'm going to share this very bad theory as I finish the last of my crepe, and just Cordelia, did you have some of these crepes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm taking the last one.
Okay.
I think, you probably just, you're like midway through the last one probably at this point. But anyway, if you want to, just say it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do share this theory of possible. Might be leftover shrapnel from the pearl that went off. Starting to Celia, you're magical in many ways. What do you think? Possible?
Would I know? Well, actually, I can check. She is going to go up to the room with them.
Follow behind, just to see how things are going with him and the dragon. Are they getting along? Is he slowly trying to eat him like a cat who thinks the owner's dead?
The three of you make your way up to the room. You actually notice, because Othronus, Celia, you're noticing the kind of dragon's hoard that's been made in this kind of chest along with Sam. You actually notice Cordelia that this dragon is actually in the interim has moved his hoard into Othronus's hat.
Oh.
And is
I'm never
again
getting
sitting
that
on
back,
top
am
of
I?
the dragon kind of cocks its head as you enter, Othronus, and kind of looks up at you and does a bit of a nod again.
And I will give him an affirmative nod back and some jerky.
Very tasty. So Celia, you are kind of up in this room. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna need a bit of space. And then she's gonna start ritual casting Detect Magic on them.
Detect magic.
Yeah.
All right.
Though it's very odd, you see her pull out her sword, and she looks focused.
He is desperately trying to move things around to not get in her way or be damaged as she just pulled out her sword.
Hold it over Zam. It's like, Celia, you good? Are you good? Nice.
I don't know if she starts dancing or she
She
looks like
does.
she's about to take a swing or a swipe.
A little bit of both.
I think probably Celia, Chanza showed you a technique when you were kind of doing your training of, in a bit more confined spaces, because definitely had some confined spaces on that ship.
Yep.
There's a way of kind of like holding the sword like with a backhand, and then like kind of doing some of the arm movements. You got to be a bit more careful, but it does
It's
save on space a
definitely
bit.
very precise and skilled with her movements. She's not really in any danger of hitting anyone or anything, but she is using her sword to ritual cast detect magic.
Detect magic. I'm gonna say roll an Arcana check along with this. Detect magic.
17.
All right. I think you kind of, as you kind of glance around the room, as you kind of finish this ritual, you see, notably outside of Zam, with the item you have recently acquired, the Nimble Right Detector does in fact have a aura of divination magic around it. But looking kind of at your target, you kind of look at Zam and see this reddish orange aura. Small, under and very near his heart. And you actually see it's growing, kind of spreading out, like kind of like roots almost, kind of through Zam, this aura. Evocation magic, the nature of it is not made entirely clear, but I think with that Arcana check you can tell that it is kind of, you're not certain what the outcome's going to be, but it is kind of being absorbed into Zam in some way, shape, or form, radiating through him.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's gonna come out stronger.
You're not
Maybe
certain.
he'll be able
I
to
think with
breathe
that-
fireballs.
Like,
I think
okay, are
with-
we talking like wild magic barbarian Zam? That'd be amazing.
Oh
I think
my.
with that roll, you're not certain what the outcome exactly is going to be. This does seem to be a dangerous process. There is a possibility. I think with that check, I think there's a possibility of various types of people that wield magic, known as sorcerers, who are able to wield elements such as this after kind of incidents such as this, where they absorb magical essences. You do also very much know that there are cases like this where it does not go very well and the magic kind of overtakes the person, killing them, or in some cases transforming them into something else. So far, he does not seem to be fully in control of this transformation. He has not kind of gotten a good grasp on it. You're not certain, again, it could overtake him, it could be absorbed into him. You're not certain what the outcome's going to look like.
Okay. She will examine Zam's body for a second, watching these traces of magic just start spreading around him. And relay what she sees back to the other two and what she thinks is going on. Which is definitely something magic. And he may be potentially trying to absorb it.
Okay, so we need not just like a healer or like a cleric of some kind, but also like someone who knows magic.
Yes.
particularly of the arcane variety.
How busy do you think the blast?
Celia looks
Gotta see.
a little bewildered. I don't know if she will be able to help us with this.
I mean, just as like a consult, like, hey,
Well, no, she
theoretically, let's say, because like I think she could help us, but
She
like
definitely
the odds of
could
her
help
being
us
able
with this.
to, like way low down in that priority list.
I don't think this is a matter of if she can. I think it's will she, and I do not think she will help us.
You never know. We were like passing acquaintances that like did a solid for her once.
I don't think she liked me very much.
That is not untrue, but I think she tolerated the rest of us.
So what I'm hearing is that you two go ask the Blackstaff about this.
If and when we get a chance, because we also, like I said, we need to get like a healer, cleric, someone to make sure he doesn't give out while whatever this is happening. I've heard a few stories about where something like this went really good, and someone that went really bad, and both involved people blowing up.
Yeah. Well, people kind of already blew up, but I can go get the healer or take him to a temple or something along those lines if you and Cordelia want to go to the Blackstaff and ask.
I'll do anything to help him out.
We can definitely try. Like I said, it's the black stuff is more of a it's a very Hail Mary kind of thing. Otherwise, you may need to look for someone a little lower on the totem pole via magic. You know.
Kind of cracking the door open at this point in time, Fala kind of is peeking in. Is now a bad time?
No, perfect time. We're brainstorming, and that's, you know.
I hope you don't mind. I did invite myself in, though I do suppose you kicked down my door, kind of pointing over at Cordelia, kind of chuckling a bit.
I mean, I assume you're welcome here anytime looking for Cordelia.
Absolutely.
See? All good.
Yeah, I figured, well, especially given the circumstances, probably best to just come in.
Actually, yeah, how are you, by the way? I heard there was some damage to your own shop, and you didn't look like you suffered a bit. Damn.
I've got a nasty cut above my eye. I think I discussed with Cordelia, I was in the greenhouse when it exploded. Got a few nasty cuts, but mostly it's needing repairs. Insurance will cover portions of it, but it's going to be expensive to replace. Things have been going all right this year, so with I'll be a little in the red, but I should manage at least. But
once again, another card comes out of his pocket with the symbol.
My goodness.
I will remind you as well, Othronus. Things are not exactly peachy with the Doom Raiders at the moment. But you are free to give these cards to people.
Here's the thing: we need good people who are good at doing stuff, and she's actually pretty decent from what I've seen at doing stuff. So this is my solution: we need to get people on this, and people often need favors, and that's just the price of doing business.
This is fair.
Also, someone who looks like they have like the basic knowledge of healing and actually has a shop with it seems like it could definitely be involved.
I don't know if Cordelia has, shared too much about this with Thronis, especially considering he was gone during the time.
Yeah, with the
not
whole shooter thing, he doesn't know.
Yeah, she's already got ties to the mob in other forms, not directly,
He doesn't know.
very indirectly.
I thought you were still with us when that happened, but never mind.
I think he left that night, if I remember correctly. Because that was
Yeah, I think it was
party.
that. Yeah, that was the night he chose to hack his medical force.
Yeah, and then he found out about the assassin the morning after. Yeah, the she kind of you hand her this card. She says, "Oh, thank you," and just kind of, without really looking at it, kind of pockets it. I'll check in on that later.
Yeah, people always need a good. Well, you do a lot, so definitely a lot of service to be offered and money to be made.
Did you find something else? It seems like you were discussing the Black Staff, of all people.
I point over to Celia. You're better at this than I am.
It's a thought we were thinking about.
She stays busy. Is it somebody to examine his condition?
Possibly, but also just there's a theory we're working with on what happened.
So the object that is inside of Zam right now is leaking magical energy that's being absorbed by him.
Kind of pauses. That's sounds about right, but that's not a good sign.
No.
Likely could. I recommend it could end up doing something beneficial. It could be a bit more dangerous. That's why I was recommending just removing it altogether. That would end its effects and would kind of remove that danger. But somebody that may be able to help with that, I suppose, could alter the fate of, the roll of the dice, if you will.
That was our thinking, and we wanted a second opinion on it.
I could look through my contacts. I have a friend of a friend let me know of a wizard here in Waterdeep. I could dig up some information about him. He may be able to help you.
We'll take all the help we can get.
I don't know. Did you speak with the Black Staff before? Do you have some sort of connection with her?
Very brief. Very, very brief job for her once.
Yeah, we did a job for her.
All right.
Did we ever tell you about the dragon we met? Not inside one, but outside.
The outside dragon? What? Okay,
The
so this
underwater
isn't your
one.
first Okay, there's a
Rumor in the harbor about one of them being down there.
Oh.
Turns out there's a little truth to it.
Oh. Is it? Did you kill it? Is it not?
No,
did
no,
it get run out?
He's still there. He's nice.
He's there. He's cool.
Oh.
He's very learned, and actually had a bunch of books and was pretty chill to talk to. Actually,
Oh, metallic. Okay. Yeah, that is. And I assume this is what the Black Staff had hired you on. That is interesting. Well, seems like a nice fellow, at least, so. Alright. I guess I still have this salve that'll give you some time to work with some options to find a solution for Zam. Follow will kind of give some instructions on how to apply it and let you know to kind of how to apply it, when to apply it, let her know when it needs replacing. Though the amount that she gives should last a good while. Mechanically, I've been running this a little bit behind the scenes, but I'll share a bit more. I've been rolling some D100s the last couple days, in-game days, roughly every 12 hours, to kind of check on Zam's condition. I won't kind of share, I'll share in-game any kind of, updates on that, but I've been kind of keeping track of some of that stuff behind the scenes. This is going to basically kind of slow down how often, because it was every 12 hours. I'm going to say it'll go down to every once every day. But it'll also kind of make the checks a bit different. It'll make it a little bit easier for him as well.
so like, if he rolled like a couple nat hundreds in a row, like would he just become a sorcerer? Just wake up, hours and everything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. That may be the case. I will also say that if he rolled a 1 on a D100, there's a good chance that he just explodes.
Woo, double the explosion.
And like, I was assuming like that double magic, like the natural, I think it's a 7 or an 8 or something, in the wild magic where like you fireball center on yourself. That's what I imagined.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much that. That is a possibility.
Oh wait, is there like an overcharge feature? Like you have to wait until it's fully charged, then you roll like what happens, and the detonation is like a fully charged 9th level fireball.
9th level delayed blast fireball.
Oh no, so he wakes up, thinks he's fine, and then as soon as he takes like the 5 steps, his heart explodes with everything else.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be honest. If he did roll like a D100, he probably would just like, he wouldn't necessarily even wake up. He'd just out of the coma, but he'd like to roll over and it's like 5 more minutes.
You do like that side turn of like, I'm fine, I just more sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, would he get like cool avatar like tattoos for his magic?
Questions to be answered at a later time. Follow will also encourage. I'll make some connections if you can find out what components were used to create whatever is stuck in his chest. That may.
It was an item. He just starts listing off like exactly what it was, how it looks like, and what was likely. Because he asked about this beforehand when he went to his source. So.
Yes. I will say you did learn kind of what it is. I don't think that conversation went into the appraisal of like how it was made and whatnot. So,
No, it was like somebody made a fireball, but they like used like the items thing with it. I've been told that's possible, but expensive, but also super dangerous.
Super dangerous. Yeah.
And I'm walking around with 3 of them live on my person.
I am going to check in with well, a couple of people to see if I can find that wherever that wizard is staying right now, and hopefully I can arrange something to get you a meeting, if that's the direction that you want.
I think that would help, definitely, right?
Yeah. Gives us an option.
Out of game, finger crossed, let this be a Gale cameo.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Perhaps. Perhaps. It is getting decently late. I know we've been kind of had a little bit of a bottle episode, but I'm good to end here if you guys are, or if you guys want.
We have just discovered Zam's new thing. This is very much what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. It's our motivation. Yeah, I'm good to stop here for tonight.
Yeah. I also say,
solid.
I also say, if you find who, or if you find out, find that nimble right and find out what the deal is and who supplied that item, may have a bit of an easier time figuring out the situation with Zam.
That's true. We know we've got a way to stall the thing with Zam, and we can know we've got a few days with that. The nimble right thing, like the only lead I can honestly think of is the docks and maybe something else. I don't know. That 6 really screwed him over. He has no intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
surprised
really
no one
cool-
asked where she went last night.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe it'll come up later.
He
in the day.
assumes you either went to the temple or maybe something else because he's aware that people do their own thing.
And he's cool with it.
Yeah,
Well, that's
fair.
because you're the lone rider in
he
every
is-
situation, Siler.
True.
He has done multiple of his own things, so he very much recognizes it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
he
doing
did
it
his
now.
own thing for a month and a half.
Oh, Celia's pulling an Arthronis right now. Okay.
Let's be fair. This was a Zimzu long before this was.
True.
This is a wonderful mess of characters.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but I'd love one day if we could do like the Universal Bar episode. I'd love some of these guys to meet some of our characters from the other, like the 7 Deadly Sins and possibly the college games in the cities.
I really want Celia and Sidian to meet.
That would be a very interesting conversation.
Oh, I'd love to just be witness to that.
They're almost certainly going to have, proverbial knives to each other's throat at some point during the conversation. But I also feel like they could get along and vibe
Oh yeah,
pretty well.
absolutely.
It just depends what clicks first, the animosity or like the common interests of interesting things.
Oh yeah. Well, again, there's such different approaches to being wizards, but
Yeah.
they're also very similar in other ways.
Interesting.
Both can be
Thank
very
you.
chill, very free-flowing. Others just, straight for the violence.
Yes,
Yep.
Sidian.
Yep. Well, thank you for hosting, Michael.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Been-
hop off.
Been fun. Hope
The
you have a
same, I
nice
should
day.
probably hop off too.
Mm-hmm. You too,
Yeah,
guys.
no, it's been late.
You guys
Okay,
have a
Good night,
good
guys. It's been
night.
great.
Maybe
See
I'll
ya
get to
Wednesday.
show my new character support and